Hey everyone, it's Jefferson here, and welcome to Unit 1 of AP African American Studies. In this unit, we're going to be talking about the origins of the African diaspora, so that goes from 900 BCE all the way up to the 16th century. But for our learning objectives for this module right now, we're going to be talking about how Mali's wealth allowed them to expand into other African nations and to the Mediterranean. Then we're going to be talking about how one of the empires, Congo, adopted Christianity and how that inspired generations of African Americans and how they practiced their spirituality. Then the last objective is you're going to be learning about how early slave labor influenced the economy in the Americas. So the slave labor going on in Africa. Some skills that you are going to gain in this unit are applying disciplinary practices, source analysis, and argumentation. So what you're going to be doing first, I'm going to give you a walkthrough of this module. So when you go through it yourself, you're able to understand what's going on and the order. So first you're going to be learning about the Sudanic empires, so Ghana, Mali, Songhai, and you're going to be watching a video about it on the next slide, which has questions available when you're watching it. It is a wrap, so be aware, but it is a very good and informative video. So now we're going to be looking at a map called the Catalan Atlas, because this is going to really show us how Mali's wealth allowed them to expand to other African empires and into the Mediterranean. So this is a picture right here. On the next slide, you're going to be able to make the picture a little bigger so you can have a better view of it, because you're going to be having a little discussion board. And it says, how did Mali's wealth and power facilitate its expansion into other African societies across the Mediterranean? So you are going to click on the picture. And you can even, you cannot zoom in on this, but look at the picture and try to understand where you are and what bodies of water are near and etc. So as you type, your post is going to come up there. You can also record yourself if you don't want to type your answer, or you can create a video to record your answer. So on the next slide, you're going to be reading about how the Americas were influenced by the Kingdom of Congo's early adoption of Christianity. So you're going to learn about how they voluntarily adopted Christianity. But we're also going to be looking at the consequences of that too. And on the next slide, you're going to be opening the link and reading an excerpt from King Nzinga Mbemba to the King of Portugal at that time. So after you read that, you're going to be answering an open-ended question. So with this, you're going to go to a Google form that will have a series of questions here for you to answer. So you're going to answer as best as you can. I'm not looking for whole essays, but just give a good detailed answer. On the next two slides, we're going to be talking about the effects of the voluntary conversion and how Portugal really took advantage of Congo. So in this time period, Africans used to go to Portugal, to Lisbon to, get education, talk about religion, because they had that one thing in common, which was religion. And that really, kind of conquered the spirit of the Congo, because then, like how I said before, Portugal just took advantage of Congo. So then I included maps so you see where these two islands were colonized by Portugal. On this slide, I broke up this image so you can really focus on what's going on in each corner. So I split it into fours. This is just a little question to kind of prompt you for the next slide. because you have an open-ended question. The question is asking you, what does the painting show about how Africans and Europeans interacted? So you can always go back to the last slide to kind of break it up and use that question there to help you answer the question about what do you notice about what's going on in each corner, hence why I broke it up. On the last slide, you're going to enter the following question through a flip video, and the question says, based on the painting, make and explain an inference about the possible relationships between Africans and Europeans in Lisbon during this period. So explain how they interacted, what was their roles with each other, like how did they affect each other's lives, how did they use each other. So use everything for you here. Use all the resources, and if anyone has any questions, please don't be afraid to email me. And that is the end of the lesson. Thank you so much.